Welcome to this session. So what we're looking at 5 productivity hack that can help you improve your life, improve your lifestyle, improve whatever you're doing. Let's dive in. Productivity hack can assist you even if you are a student, you're working somewhere, you're an employee, even an employer or the likes, to really capture your day and also the activities that you're supposed to do. It helps you to do a lot, and from going into this you will see a drastic change. You'll see a really impressive difference when it comes to the outcome for you using these hacks, these tips that we're going to set in. The journey of pursuing your productivity hack, this productivity hack, is self-motivation. Self-motivation is key. If you're talking about being productive, you must be intrinsically motivated, not just being motivated by what you see outside and external stuff, be motivated by money, be motivated by whatever that is external, but it has to come within you. You have to decide to move your productivity from point A to point B. These points are key for you: idea execution, take action, and also move from start to finish in any project you are. Even if you're a project manager, you are whatever aspect, you can take a project from beginning to end and be productive at it. Idea execution, the biggest thing that can differentiate you between the people that just dream and then don't execute, and you that dream, you that have ideas and you also execute, because the magic is really in the doing. So you have to put in that action into it. Just start it and start moving with this productivity hack. For me, I had issues with getting things done, trying to push things, procrastinate and the likes, but I struggled with it for some time. But with this productivity hack that I get to study, after I studied them afterwards, I started implementing them. I saw a serious improvement in my deliverables, in my completion of projects and the likes. So I believe you taking this hack and also implementing it yourself will help you to achieve your goals and get to the top that you have always envisaged. Tip 1: reduce the time between idea and execution. So what you're doing here is that you have an idea and then execution point. You need to reduce the time, and one major problem with the delay in time is that it's exhausting. Being exhausting, you will discover that you're planning, you're trying to get something done within a week, and you just keep on putting the idea and revolving around it and the likes without you executing. So it is critical you reduce the time between when you hit the start button for that idea than just keep on moving it, keep on reiterating on that aspect of the idea. So you need to reduce the time that it takes between idea and execution. The theory behind this is just like the plane takeoff. So it takes over 25 to 40% of way that the plane needs to take off than when it has actually taken off. So within that point, it doesn't really need much for it to move around to really fly. So you have to, most of the time, most of the problem you have executing, which is taking off, by the time you're able to take off, executing it or completing that project will be less of a worry for you or less of a stress to you. So you need to understand that most of the concern that we have, it is taking off or kickstarting that project or kickstarting the plan we have. Before we move to tip number 2, if you find this content valuable enough, please do me a favor by hitting the subscribe button. With that, you will get more frequent content relating to your productivity and other angles that we'll be diving into. Don't miss out on this. Point number 2 that is critical for you to also understand is your ability to take notes before going to bed. So it is advisable that you take notes of your next day, the next day, things you want to do the following day. You take notes of it, you point down at least 3 critical parts of them. put it then. And when you're able to do that, your subconscious really keeps you alert at what to do next. So the next morning when you wake up, it is easier for you to just go straight and start actioning on them than for you to stay back and start thinking, oh, what should I do today and the likes. That will really take a lot of your time, and this really, it is more like a black and white to you. It just shows you what you ought to do and what you're not supposed not to do. When taking notes, most times it sounds like a cliche where people tell you that you have to use your paper notebook and the likes, but others prefer their phone. But for me, I think what has really worked for me most is writing this thing with your notebook and pen. With this, you kind of take away distraction of your phone pop-ups and the likes. You see WhatsApp message coming up, a Facebook message and the likes, while you're trying to even focus. You see yourself being distracted by these social media apps and the likes. So it is better you take your notes book and then jot a lot of things that you want to do. When you're done, you can also strike them out and the likes. So putting these plans on notebook really has worked well for me, and I am also recommending it to you. But if you have app or so that you feel is doing better than notebook, please put it on the comment section. Let's get to discuss about it. For those of us that work remotely, so you work from home, you're doing hybrid or the likes, it is quite difficult for you to differentiate between work and also family, friends and the likes. So with this, most times it's, for me, I feel you have the time to just keep working and keep working, not knowing when to stop working. But if you have taken notes, the 3 critical things that you needed to do, it will be very easy for you to say, oh fine, I'm done with this task, and then I need to stop working and focus on doing my leisure time on stuff and the likes, family related. But if you're having concern completing this task, let's assume you've given yourself 4 hours to complete a task and it takes you more than that for you to complete it, and this is happening repeatedly, you need to ask yourself 3 critical questions. Am I having over planning, or am I having too many distractions, or am I having unrealistic expectations? Most times you might have distractions just coming up and taking that time that you're supposed to put into work, or you're having unrealistic expectations where you keep on saying, I'm going to do this thing in 2 hours, and actually this task will take up to 5 hours. With that, it's kind of jumbled on your planning or your notes. With this, really, I think you need to look into this and see if this is stepping in. Most times you might just be the distractions come up, you want to work for 2 hours or the likes, you just see yourself scrolling through social media, checking 1 or 2 pages and the likes, and before you discover, you've already spent more than 30 minutes and you're distracted. Your concentration span being tampered with, to be difficult for you to get back into work and start hitting your tasks. So please look at this points, and I believe you would really improve from your point X to point Y. Thank you.